Good.
Hmm. Yeah, so
Wait,
I'll
wait,
share.
wait, wait, wait. Okay, so Saksham, explain me what is nested loop and what are we doing here?
So we have basically, I'll start with what you're doing here. We have defined a main function, and here we have taken size, which is asking input, which is in the form of integer. Now we have basically used another function here called uh, print square, and it's taking a parameter of size. Now we
Mhm.
defined print square with the parameter of size. I've used comments for
So what?
clarity.
So what is that? What is that print square function does? Just give a high level idea.
The print square basically prints each row, and then it prints that same row the number of times you have given it, so you get
So
a square.
so it basically prints a square of some hashes. That's what you're trying to achieve here.
Hmm.
Okay.
I have a square. I have a row, and that row is of three hashes, so I multiply that by three. So I have a square of 9. So here we are
Okay.
making a row for I in range of size. So I is a variable here, and this range function allows you to use it to basically print a loop. Let's say size for now is 4. It could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have for let's just say our size is 4 for now.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Input could be anything. Then
Mm-hmm.
in J we are going to use.
So now, well, explain me what I see two for. What are those for? So like the first one, and then so you have outer for, and then inner for. What? Why is it there?
Yeah, so the first one is for making a row. It
Uh-huh.
prints 3.
So that's your outer loop, right? That's what you're saying. It's a
Hmm.
loop. It's outer. Okay. So within loop, you have another loop, which is for J.
Yeah, so in since the first loop is done, the second loop is going to do the same thing which it has done to the first loop, but it's going to do even more. So it's going to multiply since you have two of them, right? So
So
these
basically,
two
you're saying so the first loop is going to take care of your row. Now within each row, you have to print those
yeah,
many.
yeah, we are multiplying one row the number of times which is needed.
Okay.
So the second one does multiplies it. The third part is we print a hash, and the ending we don't keep any ending, because then we'll have a new line which will
Mhm.
ruin it. It will not look good. And now we have used the empty print statement. The empty print statement by default gives you an empty line, so a new line basically. So
But why do
that
you need that? Why have you written print? What was the reason? You could have continued printing, right?
Yeah, but if you want to make a new line, then by using print, that's the easiest way to do it.
Or no? So my question is, if I don't put print, then what's gonna happen? It will print everything in single line, or I will have in a square format. How is the output is gonna look like?
Like you won't have spacing like between rows.
Oh, so basically you're saying all the rows will be printed on the same line.
Yeah, kind
So
of
so
like
you're
that.
saying in order to print each row on a different
It'd be like
line, you have
yeah, it'd be
okay.
like
Got
it will be like this instead of it'll be like on the same line. Instead, you want like this an extra space like this. You get my point? Extra space. You see an extra
Mm,
space.
okay, that space is between the elements in a row. However, after end of a row, I need a new line, and that's what we're using
Yeah.
print.
Yeah,
Okay.
after the row ends, then you get a new line. That's what I meant. I can't explain that to show you. Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll run this.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do 7 by 7. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
So we should get a sum by sum square, which we do. I
Okay.
actually put space here, but you could just put this. It would, the spacing between this will be reduced. And if I do not put print, let's just not put print here just for now. Let's keep
Okay.
space. You will
Let's
not get
comment.
in between the space here. You won't get it like the column space.
So let's comment it out.
Oh, you
Okay.
want me to comment it out?
That's
Sure.
okay.
So let's just run that. So you just get in,
Uh,
yeah, you just get a single
all.
line. These lines all collapse.
Oh, so each row is now printed on single line. So if you needed a row, each row on a new line, then that's where you are printing a new line by using print function in outer loop. Is that correct?
Like these rows are separated by the print. If this
Okay.
print is not there, it's just gonna wrap here, wrap here, wrap here, wrap here, and you have a long line.
Okay. So let's bring back print again. Then let's print a new line. And see what's the result.
Let's do 5 again. So it's just
Oh,
condensed it every 5 lines. Since we have defined that we are multiplying by 5, it stops at 5 or the size we get. It
uh-huh,
makes one line. Then he
uh-huh.
multiplies it by 5, so we get 5 here in the condensed format, like this. And then print basically expands it, so it becomes like this.
Not
Makes a new,
expansive, but basically
it's a new
prints a
line.
new line.
Every 5 hashes, it makes a new line. Yeah.
Yeah. So after printing 5 hashes or whatever input you have given,
Yeah.
so all those 5 hashes, so that will take care of your single row. The next row has to be written with a new line, and the
Mm.
outer loop is for row. Inner loop is for elements inside that row. That's why we are printing in the outer loop. We are printing a new line on the outer loop. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
This
So
is,
thank
I
you
think,
very much. This
mm,
was really helpful. Explain the concept of outer loop and inner loop, or the concept of nested. Cool. Thank you.
yeah, welcome.